yeah, I enjoyed it a lot being here, because before I was here for like way shorter time, so obviously I wouldn't really feel that I'm kind of living in here in 2 months, so I gave that opportunity to feel that I'm actually in, but also been traveling a lot and doing research, and yeah, no, I think it's a really great place to be, and really welcoming and really beautiful landscapes, and so kind of documenting the migratory routes of storks that come from Eastern Europe via Palestine to certain African countries became a tool for that, and it's not necessarily a documentary project that kind of, you know, documents the actual migration of birds in a scientific way. It's more kind of being used as a metaphor for looking for cultural parallels through that bird migration and how it's seen in different countries, through folklore, through popular imagination, etc., etc. They come here twice a year, in autumn and in spring. There must be a significance of them either in folklore or scientifically, so I knew that there definitely must be something, and I guess what the residency allowed me here to do is to actually take time for this research, and even if it at the beginning seemed kind of quite slow and I wasn't really sure where it's going and if I'm going to find that information or that kind of point where I go, aha, this is the thing that actually is really interesting within it. Yeah, so the residency kind of allowed me to kind of take time and ask people, talk about the project both to friends and strangers, and yeah, eventually I kind of got to the point where I became interested in rhythm and sound within the stork migration and language. But I think in terms of like overall kind of similarities that I tried to, or parallels that I tried to construct through my practice and my research overall, it is something that maybe delving further into both my background as and my identity and my family kind of, but also kind of the history of the Lithuania and kind of the Palestine, and kind of like more the cultural similarities that maybe were more present in the past than they are now, and kind of trying to find these links. So here being in Palestine, I felt quite comfortable with a few sort of cultural traditions that were kind of reminiscent of me growing up that are kind of lost now, or the society lost. And it's been quite experimental and quite like really spontaneous. But that's what I'm kind of hoping to come back here to do more work, and kind of actually, because it became quite focused onto sound and creating both video narrative and sound narrative, the next step would be to come back here and collect loads of different sounds from landscapes. So the same with videos, there's quite a lot of landscape shooting, showing the landscape that the storks pass, videos of Jordan Valley, like the video that I showed yesterday of the desert and the kind of the clouds passing, for me sort of illustrated quite a few stories that people were telling about when storks come. They come as a huge cloud and sort of covering the sun, and sort of therefore through that cloud it brings the rain. So it was really beautiful parallel that kind of was in a way illustrated within that shot that kind of happened accidentally. But it's also, I think what was interesting, how organically the project was actually developing. So another instance, there was a video, so I was trying to shoot videos of what for me seemed to signify agricultural land and agricultural actions. So it was really nice how the work was evolving into these like quite anecdotal stories, but it's also showing people's relationship to the storks both then and now. So it's not necessarily documenting the folklore, but it's documenting also people's knowledge, and rediscovering almost like the culture or the cultural elements that are not from here but kind of somehow similar and that are lost, and the kind of like thinking of migration and adaptation, and what it does as well to human beings.